conclusion is this: nothing changes until someone chooses to challenge the status quo. Every movement towards a more equitable world begins with individuals who dare to ask why not, and then dedicate themselves to turning that question into action. Our next conversation brings together two extraordinary people who have done exactly that. Through their work, they have challenged perceptions, broken barriers, and demonstrated that inclusion is not about charity. It is about dignity, opportunity, and unlocking human potential. Zainab Patel is an independent DEIB consultant, social entrepreneur, and inclusion strategist. Over the last 15 plus years, Zainab has worked across the corporate development and public policy ecosystem, including with UNDP, KPMG, Cummins, and Pernod Ricard, while also playing a viable role in India's transgender rights movement. Alina Alam, our next guest, is the founder, CEO of Mitti Cafe, the world's largest chain of cafes managed by physical, intellectual, and psychiatric disabilities. Alina is a 4-time TEDx speaker, and in 2024, she received the National Award for the Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities from the President of India. Her other accolades include the Commonwealth Youth Awardee, the Niti Aayog Women Transforming India Award, Helen Keller Award, and the United Nations Intercultural Innovation Award. Her team from Mitti Cafe is here, so I would all of you like you to give them a huge round of applause. Alina is on her way. She's a bit caught in traffic. She'll join us in 5 minutes. I would like to invite Nikhil Kolur, partner Deloitte, who will moderate this conversation, and inviting on the dais Zainab Patel for what promises to be an inspiring conversation on courage, purpose, and creating a world where everyone has the opportunity to belong, express, and thrive. A huge round of applause for them. Over to you, Nikhil. We'll have Alina join us in 5 minutes. Thank you.
Hello. All right. Thank you, Stina. And Zainab, welcome. What started out as a promise for a panel discussion has turned into a fireside for now. So we'll enjoy this fireside conversation. So first of all, I think again on behalf of everyone who's been part of the awards journey, from the jury meetings to the deliberations to the final awards, I think just from Deloitte's perspective, again, a big privilege to be part of this conversation, to be part of this journey to further advance the cause of inclusion. We have about probably 15 minutes, and I know we're kind of teeing up for the main awards event, and so we'll try to keep it crisp, short, and give you as much insight from Zainab's own journey. I wanted to start with a theme that I came across when, Zainab, I was reading about all the work that you've done across, the initiatives such as Trans Cafe or the Transformation Salon. You've felt that economic opportunity should be prime and center of any inclusion journey. So I just wanted to ask you a question, therefore, what led to that aha moment when you felt that, economic opportunity should be the fulcrum of anything that we should be doing?
Okay, thank you. But I'm sending you a revised set of billing because the format has changed, so Deloitte is going to pay me a revised set of... Good evening, all of you, and thank you all for being here. People who've actually braved the weather to be part of this wonderful evening. So a round of applause to all of you and to the wonderful team of Mitti Cafe.
Maybe we can have Praveen from the operations team of Alina's Mitti Cafe. You can join us on before we have Alina. Round of applause for him. Thank you.
So on a cheeky note, not the most inclusive stage, as you could see. Great. So, Zainab, if you could continue and Praveen uske baad.
Okay. So, I think one of the most important points that I wanted to actually start off by talking about is actually going back to the root of why we are here today to talk of inclusion. And many people actually believe that the antonym for inclusion is exclusion. But I actually believe if I were to ask you this question again in terms of reflection, what do you really believe is the antonym of exclusion? Some of you may perhaps say belonging, some of you may perhaps say inclusion, and I believe it's the redistribution of power that actually includes people in a more meaningful way. In my life, I have been through 3 different kinds of rooms mostly. The first is, of course, my favorite, taking the government to court, so there is the courtroom. The second one is, of course, a corporate boardroom, where we were able to take some of the laws that were passed by this land to the very struggle of many people in this room, including my wonderful friend and my sibling Harish Iyer, who was instrumental in the Section 377 case, in the Marriage Equality case, and now, of course, in the Trans Amendment Act as well, in addition to the many other cases that Harish has filed over a period of time. And the third is the storeroom of my cafe or the storeroom of my salon. And when we're talking about economic empowerment, one thing that I've actually learned over a period of the last 5 years since I became a social entrepreneur, leading a community-led business, is that a lot of people come to you with a sympathetic viewpoint, or we want to help you. We would like to do something for you. These are communities who you have seen on the corner of streets, begging, sex work, and you feel, okay, we should do something for them. And they end up giving you a CSR grant and opportunity, and they think that, okay, their job is done. But I actually like the other way around, where people question my motive, question my output, because that doesn't make me a recipient of grace or money or aid. It makes me an equal contender in a room, and that is the power of economics, and that is the power of economic empowerment, because either by design or by choice, you can force a diverse set of people in this room, like the moment we are. But you can't really force inclusion and empowerment. You can bring in people with disability, regionality, caste, etc., and show a room full of people. But whether the people are actually empowered enough to talk about their choices, because when I talk about economic inclusion, it is giving validity to what the court has recognized, to what corporates create in the sense of belonging. And for me, when I look at it finally from my end as an end customer or the initiator of this entire thing, I believe it gives me the power of choice. The power of choice in my case puts food at my table, creates assets, makes us rich, and at the same time helps create this fantastic dream of the Prime Minister of India, where he wants to make it into a 1 trillion economy. And we are playing our role in helping him realize his vision for our country. That is my simple take on it.
Thank you, Zainab. And I think in a room full of, I'd say probably 95% corporates, some very powerful messages and some stuff that all of us need to acknowledge, what we need to do versus what we portray, right? Great. So Praveen ji, मैं हिंदी में बात करूँगा आपसे. मैं थोड़ा बैंगलोर से हूँ, मेरा हिंदी ठीक है. तो मैं जब पहली बार मिट्टी कैफ़े गया था, आई थिंक 4 साल हो गया, और उसी टाइम पे मैं एयरपोर्ट से निकल रहा था. तो एयरपोर्ट से जब भी हम जो भी निकल रहा है, रश में होता है कि अभी निकलना है. पर जब मैं गया पहली बार, मुझे फोर्सफुली मुझे स्टॉप करना पड़ा कि थोड़ा मुझे आई हैव टू स्लो डाउन इन माय प्रोसेस. एंड वहीं से मेरा लर्निंग शुरू हुआ. ठीक है, तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थैंक यू फॉर दैट लर्निंग इटसेल्फ, बिकॉज आई डोंट थिंक आई वुड हैव एक्सपीरियंस दैट अदरवाइज. आप जब मिट्टी कैफ़े ज्वाइन हुए, मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि आपका क्या मोटिवेशन था और आपका जर्नी क्या है, थोड़ा लोगों को बता सकते हैं तो.
वेरी गुड इवनिंग ऑल ऑफ यू. माय नेम इज़ प्रवीण और मैं मिट्टी कैफ़े में काम करता हूँ. नो, I'm a owner of Mitti Cafe. एंड मेरे लाइफ की जो शुरुआत हुई बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. बिकॉज ऑफ दैट मैं आपको सबसे पहले तो मैं ये कहूँगा कि मेरी डिसेबिलिटी क्या है. आई एम अ 90% डिसेबल पर्सन. आई एम ऑन अ व्हील चेयर. एज पर मेडिकल साइंस ये कहा जाता है कि 90% से ऊपर जो भी स्पेशली एबल्ड है उनको हमेशा किसी न किसी की सपोर्ट की ज़रूरत होती है. मुझे भी आज भी किसी की सपोर्ट की ज़रूरत है. वो है कम्युनिटी. नॉट माई पेरेंट्स, नॉट माई फ्रेंड. मेरे पास हमेशा जो भी मेरे साथ है, मेरे सामने है, मेरे आजू बाजू में, वो है मेरी पावर. और उनसे मिलती है मुझे ताकत कि मैं कुछ कर सकता हूँ. मेरी कहानी शुरू हुई, मैं साकिना का सिग्नल पे चाय बेचता था. और चाय बेचते बेचते मुझे मिट्टी कैफ़े से एक कॉल आया कि हमारे पास जॉब है, आप करोगे. मैंने कहा कि चाय बेचने से अच्छा मैं कहीं जॉब कर लूँ. मुझे अच्छा लगा और मैं मिट्टी कैफ़े ज्वाइन किया. और डेफिनेटली मुझे ज़्यादा इंग्लिश तो नहीं आती, बट एज ऑफ नाउ मैं मिट्टी कैफ़े में इंटरनेशनल पैसेंजर को इंटरेक्ट करता हूँ, उनको हैंडल करता हूँ और उनको चाय सर्व करता हूँ. और चाय के साथ अवेयरनेस सर्व करता हूँ जो है स्पेशली एबल्ड. उनको वो पता चले कि मैं एक स्पेशली एबल्ड नहीं हूँ, मैं एबल्ड हूँ. और लाइफ में मेरे सामने 2 क्वेश्चंस आए. मेडिकल साइंस में कहा जाता है डिफरेंटली एबल्ड. नहीं, आई एम इक्वली एबल्ड. सेकेंड थिंग दूसरा वर्ड यूज़ किया जाता है कि स्पेशली एबल्ड. नो, आई एम नॉट स्पेशल, आई एम ओनली एबल्ड. और मेरे लाइफ में और एक बात हुई कि हर एक के जैसे अभी मेरे सामने सभी कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड है, तो हर एक आपके पास जैसे डिलॉइट से सर ने कहा कि हमारे पास 50,000 एम्प्लॉयज़ एज ऑफ नाउ काम कर रहे हैं, उनके पास एम्प्लॉयमेंट है. तो आज डिलॉइट में अगर 50,000 एम्प्लॉयज़ है तो 50,000 ड्रीम्स है. और आई एम श्योर कि वो भी ड्रीम्स कंप्लीट हो गए. और मेरी भी एक ड्रीम है कि मैं दुनिया के सबसे महंगे ट्रेन में सफ़र करूँ जिसका नाम है व्हील्स ऑन पैलेस. बट मिट्टी कैफ़े में जॉब करने के बाद मेरा वो भी सपना पूरा हो गया. मैं अमीर तो नहीं हुआ, बट आई एम ऑन व्हील्स एंड मिट्टी कैफ़े इज़ माई पैलेस. और कहा जाता है कि मेडिकल साइंस में 21 कैटेगरीज के स्पेशली एबल्ड मतलब प्रकार हैं. लेकिन मेरी ओर से एक ही कहूँगा कि 21 कैटेगरी के स्पेशली एबल्ड नहीं है, वो एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि उनको कम्युनिटी सपोर्ट कर रही है और उनको आगे एक ग्रोथ मिल रही है. मुझे ये अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली, मुझे एक प्लेटफॉर्म मिला कि आज मेरी बातें मैं आपको कह सकता हूँ. दुनिया में लाखों स्पेशली एबल्ड बच्चे हैं जिनको प्लेटफॉर्म की ज़रूरत है. और वो है हमारे मिट्टी कैफ़े का विजन कि वहाँ तक हम पहुँच पाए. और उन जो खुशी आज मेरे चेहरे पे है वही खुशी उनके चेहरे पे भी हमेशा होगी.
Thank you, Praveen. Thank you so much. And next time any of you are exiting the Bombay airport, please go and see Praveenji and his team, his fabulous team there. I think he's only brought a small part of his team, but you can imagine how large the team is across the country.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. So, Zainab, I'll come back to you. We'll come back to the corporate world. One of the things that you saw us talk about in previous conversations are these 2 words, right? And then they're also on the screen, belonging and expression. When you look at belonging, it's essentially saying, how does a person feel inward? And expression is, what's the outward manifestation of that? You've obviously spanned multiple roles, right? You've been an activist, you've looked at entrepreneurship, and you've also donned corporate roles. So when you just look at all these diverse roles that you've played, what is that one common thread when you look at these 2 words, right? Belonging, expression, what never changes, like, irrespective of context?
I think people never change irrespective of which situation that you are. And see, I started off, if I were to tell you about myself, I started off from the streets of Mumbai doing what lakhs of trans people do. I was fortunate enough to complete my education, get into the UN, have a corporate job, became one of the first directors in India, an HR director in India working with KPMG. But I think if today at the end of where I am, if I were just to rephrase what is your understanding and what is my understanding of belonging, uh, I feel the DEI job is the toughest in the organization because it is never about making someone lean into comfort. It is always challenging the norm. And, um, and I'm so glad you're talking about the difference between belonging and expression. You may still belong to a place. There are many things. Both of us are from Karnataka. You're from Bangalore, I'm from Bangalore. And but the way we express ourselves is going to be very fundamentally different. और मैं थोड़ी हिंदी में बात करना चाहती हूँ ताकि हम सबको भी पता चले हम क्या बात कर रहे हैं. क्योंकि एक्सप्रेशन का मतलब ये नहीं होता कि आप स्टेज पे बुला के किसी को बात करने का या आपसे वार्तालाप करने का या अपने दिल में क्या है वो बोलने के लिए. इट इज़ अबाउट नोइंग, जैसे इन्होंने बहुत ही अच्छा एक वाक्य कहा दैट ही इज़ एबल, और कुछ नहीं है, देयर इज़ नो अदर स्टोरी टू हिम एक्सेप्ट कि वो एक कामयाब और एक काबिल इंसान है. एंड ऑफ कोर्स दैट कैपेबिलिटी कम्स इन व्हेन पीपल लाइक यू make that investment of time, effort, culture, resources to make us able to express ourselves over a period of time and through our career journey. Nikhil, I will give a small example, and I generally quote this everywhere I go. When I was working with the UN, I did a brief stint as a career diplomat, came back to India, and I was invited by KPMG to interview for a senior associate director role. And as I went through the interview process, the last interview was a hurriedly put together panel because my boss and the CEO, and my boss was Unmesh Pawar, and the CEO decided if we're really talking about inclusion, let us give her the chance to express herself as a director, because only then we'll be able to send out a very clear message about putting our resources where our mouth is, not just hiring a trans person, but actually bringing in meaningful change. And that takes me to the next question. Belonging and expression will only survive till a particular leader is there. If you still belong to that generation of thought, then inclusion is not cut out for you, because inclusion should exist even at the departure of this leader, and the sense of being there. Because today, as a trans person, when we just finished Pride Month, and we often hear the phrase, inclusion is being invited to the party. But the fact is that if I come to the party, I do not need to put on a set of dancing shoes and go all around the room showing how happy I am to be part of this party. I might as well make the choice to express myself, to dance or sit in the corner or participate or not participate. And that is the value creation of expression. Because yes, when we do our activities around DEI and bring in people with disability, orientation, age, gender, yes, that's a great sense of feeling. But how you empower them to make those choices, that is the crux. And I see whether it is the Mitti Cafe or the Trans Cafe or any of the entrepreneurial interventions run by marginalized community, is that you have given them a choice to express themselves, to make assets, and finally make a choice to be in a situation or walk out from a harmful one.
Thanks, Zanab. And you mentioned that it's past Pride Month.
Yes.
And Meenakshi and I deliberately said that, we don't want to do this event in June also, because it can't just be a 1 month, 30-day agenda, right? So that's why we even extended it to July. Praveen ji, मैं एक question पूछना चाहता था. अलीना मैम तो अभी ट्रैफिक में फंस गई है, तो उनके बारे में थोड़ा बात करते हैं, ठीक है? एक्चुअली आ गई जस्ट व्हेन मैं क्वेश्चन पूछने वाला था. Should we get her on stage perhaps? Yeah, I think. So Alina, you were not here, so I was about to ask Praveen a very cheeky question, and unfortunately I'm not able to. But I'll ask the question to you, right? I know you're out of breath, so
no, I'm good.
10 seconds maybe.
I'm good.
We, of course, had a very nice discussion with Praveen ji, and he was sharing the story about how he manages and how he sees, and more importantly, wheels on parallel, right? I had one question on inclusive leadership, right? Which is, everyone here is 30, 40, 50 years old. But you decided to do what you do at 22. I don't think there are very few people who have that aha moment at 22. So I just want to understand what was going on in your mind in 22 and how did this entire thing come about?
Thank you. Nikhil, thank you for the question. So I was this 22-year-old girl in college, final semester, waiting for college placements that will finally get a job, will earn some decent money, send some money back home and with the rest party. That was my aim in life, very simple. But God had other plans and I got to watch this one documentary that changed my life. This was my final semester and I watched this documentary where I meet this person called Nero. So Nikhil, Nero was this emperor in the ancient Roman Empire. Mighty rich. You see, he would win one war after the other and the other. And one day, Nero wins the biggest battle of his life. And when you win, what do? Celebrate, party. So he decided to throw a party. And he invited the who's who of Tinseltown. He invited kings and queens, princes and princesses from 7 kingdoms. And as evening befell, Nero said, boss, we need some lights to make the party happening and rocking. So he decided to burn kachra, waste, to generate light. He decided to burn waste to generate light. He decided to burn waste to generate light. He decided to burn the prisoners of war and the poor people who he had captured, who he considered not more than waste. I was 22 then, sitting in that classroom. While my friends walked out, I was there for the next few hours contemplating as to what did I just see, what just happened. And you know, which is when I realized, a bigger realization for me was that the problem was not Nero. You could equate Nero with atrocities, injustice, discrimination, all the not so nice things that we fight against every day, that have existed, that will always exist. The problem was not Nero. The problem was Nero's guests, as to how thousands of them could sing, dance, drink when fellow human beings burned and died. And at that point of time, I realized that I was one of Nero's guests. That is, if you feel something about anything, not willing to take action, then you've taken a side, and unfortunately, that side is that of the oppressor. I did not sit for college placements, Nikhil, and I started on the journey of finding myself somewhere. So while working with these incredible organizations in the disability inclusion space, because I was brought up by this stellar woman, my grandmother. She required support in mobility. She required a wheelchair. But she was 1,000 other things. Her favorite color, golabi, her favorite food, panta bhat. So many more things to her. But when I went out into the world, I was very confused as to how a person's disability and disability alone could define the friends they have, the love they find, the jobs they find. So while working with these organizations, you know what I realized? So I have 2 kids today. So, and generally when we conceive, what do we say? Healthy bachcha chahiye, right? We need a healthy baby. What does a healthy baby mean? Deformity free, without a disability. So the problem is not what we've been told for times immemorial. The problem is not that there are over 70 million people with disabilities in India and over 1 billion people with disabilities across the world. That's not the problem. The problem was the larger statistics, and you know what that was? That was the disability and the perceptions of the community that stops us from seeing the magic in their abilities, and I wanted to challenge and change just that. I needed a common denominator that could help me do 2 very simple things. One is money should enter the accounts of our incredible team members year on year, but more important than that, to be able to create awareness around inclusion with every meal or beverage that we serve. I started Mitti with 0 startup capital and multiple rejections. I did not even know what CapEx and OpEx meant. So when I didn't have money, what did I do? I leveraged your power, the power of the community. I went from door to door, house to house, shop to shop, asking y'all, the community, to join the movement of inclusion. So right from our spoons, second-hand oven, second-hand fridge, tissue papers were donated by people I didn't know. Our first employee, she came in crawling for the interview because her family could not afford a wheelchair. You would give her half a cup of coffee, her hands would shake and it would fall. Today, that same girl sitting on her wheelchair, she manages 10 other people with disability. She's the manager for our first cafe, and her name is Kirti. And Nikhil, as I talk to you today, from that small table and an umbrella, which was our first cafe, Mitti Cafe has grown to be the world's largest chain of cafes managed by adults with disabilities. When we talk about one Kirti today, there are thousands of Kirtis across all the Mitti Cafes, and together they've served over 2 crore times. So 2 crore times they have created awareness about inclusion. They are our change makers in the forefront. Thank you.
Thank you. She was not out of breath at all.
I dare not.
I'm gone. All right, I'm sure all of us would love to hear you, Alina, but unfortunately, I think we're kind of out of time. But maybe just one message from our side. I think we're all still 90% Nero's, coterie. So maybe all of us do need to look within and probably learn a little bit from you and of course Zenab. But may I say most of all, Praveenji, from you. So thank you so much for this conversation. And we'll move now to the main event, which is the awards. So again, thank you, and we'll catch up.
Yeah, before that, may I invite Meenakshi Priyam to please present our very unique guests with mementos. Yes. A huge round of applause for this very distinguished panel, a very powerhouse panel. Thanks, Alina, for making it, even though I know you had some medical emergency. Thank you very much for keeping to your commitment. And Zainab, thank you very much as well. Yeah, please. A huge round of applause for Praveen as well. Yes. Huge round of applause, yes. Yes, yes. Zainab, thank you for being with us. Very kindly agreed to be with us on this very special occasion.
That's what equity is all about, when every gender works together.
It is 100%. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And thank you, Nikhil, for moderating that conversation. Yeah, can we have a group photograph, please? Yeah, and maybe the Mitti Cafe team can be up here as well.
Ma'am, I need only 60 seconds.
Yes, go ahead.
Mic आपके पास है, बोलिए.
Hello. Yes, thank you so much. End of the session. मैं यहाँ से बहुत कुछ लेके जा रहा हूँ because जैसे कॉर्पोरेट लेवल पे एक OGT होती है, एक बैच होता है, एक ट्रेनिंग होती है. वैसे ही मेरे लाइफ में भी एक OGT ट्रेनिंग मीन्स मिट्टी कैफ़े जब ज्वाइन किया मैंने तो ट्रेनिंग में मुझे सिखाया गया है कि आपको करना है, ट्राई करना है अगेन अगेन अगेन. मैं कर करके परेशान हो गया था तो मैं सोचा कि मैं क्या करूं, अगेन अगेन अगेन. तो मैंने ए को हटा दिया, अभी मेरे पास सिर्फ गेन है. क्यों? क्योंकि ए से मैंने शादी कर ली. माई वाइफ इज़ अर्चना. एंड सेकेंड थिंग ये है कि आज मैं मिट्टी कैफ़े के डेफिनेशन के बारे में बात करना चाहूँगा. लास्ट मिट्टी कैफ़े की जो डेफिनेशन है इन माई वर्ड्स, इन माई आइज एंड विजन. मिट्टी कैफ़े प्लेटफॉर्म, माई इनविजिबल टैलेंट टू आइडेंटिफाई प्लेटफॉर्म. थैंक यू.
Such an amazing, inspiring story for all of us here at the Bombay Chamber Inclusion Awards.
And now I'm ready to fly. Thank you.
You are flying, my dear, already.
Thank you, everyone.